Hello everybody, this is Deidre with Paper Crafts and Planners, and I wanted to come on here today and walk you through what I'm planning on doing for the first quarter of 2023 and beyond, hopefully, to get my life back in balance. It's been kind of all over the place. So let me show you, first of all, what I decided to do when I wanted to think about what planners and what systems I needed for next year. So the first thing I did was come in here and kind of write down what all the sections of my life are and think about how I can get those better balanced. I am one of those people that tends to be, if my health and self-care are going really well, my household is going by the wayside, or if I'm working my business really consistently, I'm not paying attention to relationships as well as I should. I tend to hyper focus, and that's probably part of my ADD brain that I've got going on. I don't really know. I've always been that way. It seems to be getting worse as I get older, though. But I tend to hyper focus on things and not keep my life in balance. And so I really wanted to get a system that would help with keeping things more in balance. I've also been considering letting the business part go by the wayside. I haven't been very consistent with YouTube videos, posting to social media, keeping my shop updated with products. I've let Etsy completely go. Nothing new has gone in there in forever. Close to my heart, I haven't done anything with that. I've just been, I get very distracted. My daughter and granddaughter wanted to do some vendor events, and so I focused on that and let everything else go. So that's how my brain works, and I need to work on that not being the case. So I really considered, some of my regulars didn't order for Christmas this year, and I think it's a finance thing, and so I've been really considering letting it go. My daughter said to me, give it 6 months of consistency. You're not consistent. Give it 6 months of consistency and see how you feel and where you are at the end of 6 months. So that is part of what's going to go on, and part of what I needed to get better control of. So anyway, my health and self-care, my household, I kind of took a lot of notes. My business, I took a lot of notes, like what's out of whack, what could I do better, what do I need to get better about? And then I looked at what are my planner needs for this. Now I use a system, and again, I fell off the wagon with both, but Organize 365 has a system called the Sunday Basket, and it's about organizing your home, and it's a 1 day a week you sit down with everything you've thrown in this basket and you organize it and figure out, does it need to be done this week? There are slash pockets in there to help you organize projects and all of these things. So, and then I have the Friday workbox also, which is getting your business as organized as that. They have online live where you go through them. Of course, the Sunday Basket is on Sunday afternoon, and the workbox is on Friday at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock my time anyway, I'm central. But what kind of a planner system could I get in place to work with those, to go in conjunction with those? And so that's what I was looking at. What do I need in a planner that's not housed in that workbox or the Sunday Basket? I knew I needed something. So I kind of came up with the different sections I need. Now keep in mind, I haven't set my goals yet for the first quarter. I am just working through mentally how I can keep my life balanced. I haven't set those big goals yet. I like the 12-week year system of setting goals, where you look at the vision you have for your year, for your 5-year, for your 10-year, and then you work in 12-week sections or a quarter at a time, with the last week for planning. So you work in those 12-week sections to get those goals set that will work you towards those visions, if that makes sense. I did a video on the 12-week year years ago, and I will link to that. Also link to the book. It's a great book, and GTD is also a great system that I kind of use pieces of and make it fit for me. So I knew what I needed in a planner to get this balance going. When I set my goals, that will happen that last week of the year, the week after Christmas, before New Year. That is my week that I really love to sit down, mind map, brain dump, what are my goals? What are my visions? What are my goals? How can I get my life back in balance? That's what I'm going to be looking at a lot this year. So anyway, I knew what I wanted in planners, and I had to figure out how was I going to get that. In the past, I've used a full focus planner, and I still have these little cute notebooks left over from doing that, which I will be using this year. But it's a bound system, and so I couldn't remove things. I couldn't move things around, and my brain just doesn't do well with that. If I could have worked that system, it's a wonderful system, and I will link to so you can look at that. But I couldn't. I need to be able to switch things around. I need to be able to move things. I need to be able to add things to my planner and take things out of my planner. And so I understand they've come up with a new ring bound system. So I may look at that in the future, but for now I'm going to do this system that I've come up with. I was also using an 8.5 by 11 large Happy Planner. The problem is Happy Planner discontinued one of the layouts that I like the best in the big size, and they have not come back out with it in the big size that I saw anyway. And so I was using a lot of printables, and so every month it was just like a whole thing setting up, and I didn't also always want to take the time for that. So this notebook right here, and I have 3 of them. There are about 40 some pages in each, so I may use them all before the year is up. But these will be sort of my mental inbox brain dump, and one of them will travel with me all the time in my bag. So that's one thing I will be doing. And then I have these 3 planners. I will not be using 3 planners. I will take 3 months out of each one and put it in together. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll keep going as I'm going along. And then I also have these notes pages, some more dividers so that I can have my goals section, and I can have some of my GTD sections in there too, my waiting on, things like that go with GTD. And it's a great system also. And a lot of people on YouTube do some great videos about the GTD. I've done some in the past also. Okay, so the first planner I'm going to show you, well actually let me show you this one first, because this one's going to go in the front. It'll be the front section. I will be using these beautiful fuchsia metal extension discs so that all of it will fit together. So this first one, these are all undated that I purchased. It has the little dates here in the clear with the black. This first one is going to be the calendar. It says, believe that something wonderful is about to happen. It's a really pretty planner. So this calendar here will be my overall, my whole life. Birthdays, anniversaries, vacations, anything like that that's going on in my life. I may actually use some colored circles to note the days that I'm going to be working. I work from home, so the days that I'm going to be working my business. And there is some setup involved in this, but I can do it. The beginning of the quarter is basically putting dates in, so I think I'm okay with that. And then there are daily pages. So whether I'm working my business, I'm running errands, whatever my day consists of, these pages are great. They have 3 priorities. This is a today section. You could put times on it if that's how your mind works, or whatever, or maybe you work in chunks. Like for this, I have 3 chunks here that I'm going to be doing, and whatever times you decide to do that. What do they call it? Time blocking your day. You could do that. Then you have this reminder section, but really whatever you want there. And these 2 little sections here that I just love how I can make this work for myself, however I want to change it up. And you have 31 of these. Then it goes into the next month. It's not about having time, it's about making time. I love that. And then this one has some blue to it. So you see how the dailies have a little bit of blue on them. There is also an extension pack for these dailies that is very neutral. It's gray tones. So if you like that better, they have an extension pack for that. And then beautiful butterflies, again with the pink. And then this one will be with the blue. And then there's 4 months in this planner because there's so many pages. And then there's how the back looks. It's a beautiful, beautiful planner. And then this will be my next section, and this will be all about my business, which I've said I'm going to commit to for 6 more months to decide if it's something I'm going to move forward with. But the thing is, I have to be consistent and really commit to it to know if it's something that's even going to work or not. And I have not been. So anyway, so these are clear with gold foil that you can put on here. Again, it is undated. And it is gorgeous. Look at this. Beautiful, neutral. This, I think, is where I'm going to put my quarterly goal for my business. And I will put for everything else in a section in this. And then it has Don't Put Off Your Happy Life. I really love all the pages in this. It's very neutral. It has some little polka dots. This will be my social media or anything I need to do for my business. We'll go on here. And it is the monthly layout, which they no longer make for the Big Happy Planner, which makes me so sad. But so this is the month of, there'll be a little quote here. There are 3 trackers, which I think I may use for social media just to glance at this and see was I consistent. So this will be filled in what I actually post. This is probably going to be what I'm planning. And then this will be what actually happens, just dots filled in on the days I actually do that. Here's your monthly goal. Here's a check it off, note to self, top 3 priorities, and then some open fields that you can make whatever you want, which I really love that. And then you have these little checklists. Excuse me. I think her channel is Scrappy Wife, maybe. I will find it. But she talked about her different streams of income for her business, using those to put here and any expenses she has. So there are 6 little dots for 31 days worth. Now, I don't need all of that for my streams of income, but I do have different streams. You know, I have my Close to My Heart. I have my shop. I have Etsy if I decide to get that back going again. I have YouTube if I ever get it monetized. I definitely have the numbers to have it monetized. I do not have the views, and that's part of me not being consistent. And then I have affiliate links. So there are different, and then whatever I spend. So I could use this. Now, some months, some days will be completely blank. But it kind of, I think, would be nice to look at and go back, and as I'm doing my end of month, what I spent and what I earned, to have this really to look at and make it quick to do. I think it will be great. So I'm going to try that also. And then there are a couple of note pages. And then this one says, in every season, be grateful. And then this has the little stripes here. But again, it's very neutral as you go through, just the stripes instead of the dots, and every month changes, it alternates. And it has beautiful, beautiful dashboards, a little bit of gold foiling, but not a whole lot. It's very neutral. Create a home inspired by your life, and then your home will inspire you. It's really nice. Send more love letters. That's cute. Oh, how she loved to be at home. It's true. Stop rushing through life. Make everything around me beautiful, and that's Elsie D. Wolfe. That's a quote. Just these dividers are really pretty and really muted. I love that. Do what brings you joy. This has a lot of, this will be November for me, how I'm using it. And then this will be December. And then in the back, you just have this one note page, which I think is a lovely recap of your year if you choose to use it that way. So there's that one. And then the final section, as far as planners go, will be this budget planner. And again, some clear with gold foil to mark off the months. And you have this lovely sort of dashboard at the beginning, unexpected expenses, important dates. Really, you can do what you want with this. Then it has the monthly, and this will be used for all of when my bills are due, that kind of thing. Like right now we're paying off a cruise, and so we are making monthly payments on that. And I need to mark that because it's a 6-month commitment, and then that will be paid off. So yeah, some things that crop up that you don't normally have in your budget, this is nice to look at that. Plus, I have so many things that are, I'm sorry, I took that out of view, that are automatic payments. It's always nice to be able to look at those, right? And remember them. And there's a little bit of polka dot in the centers of these going down. And then I think there'll be stripe on the other month. So very similar, just a little bit of color. And here is your income. Here is the recap income expenses remaining. The only thing I don't like is this amount doesn't have a division. So you can't do a budgeted amount and an actual amount, which so I'll have to add a line in there. Because I think that's important. I think a budget is you do it ahead of time, and then you see how you did on that budget. And then savings tracker, accounts and debts tracker. And it has a weekly section for you to keep track of your expenses and your income. Well, for me, it will be income. We do not have a set because of what my husband does. When he finishes a job, he turns in the paperwork, and then 2 days later, we have the check. And so it may be that he gets paid 3 days, and then 5 days, and then, you know, it's a different system for us. And so we're not very consistent with when the income's coming in. So I need to track it here on these weekly sheets and then be able to recap it over here. So anyway, but this might be a good way to project it here. I might do that, income 1, income 2. So my income and his income, it might be a great way to project that and then have the actual over here on this little income line. Maybe I'll do that now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so we've got the polka dots here, and then this is the divider, and then we've got the stripes on the next month. And it will alternate each month. There's magic and savings. Got the little dollar sign. Know your worth. Save today, spend tomorrow. Geometric shape or shapes. That's pretty. Just the distressing with the gold. I like that. Stay humble, work hard, be kind. Some black and white stripes with some gold foiling in there. Do what you want. Do you want it or do you need it? Boy, I was reading that wrong. Again, that's getting towards the end of the year. That's probably a good reminder. And then just some dollar signs on white. And then I think it probably has, yep, a little notes page at the end. So what I'm planning on doing is this will go first, this will go next, this will go third. Taking a month of each and putting them together for the quarter, and for the first month, then the second month, the third month. So I have a quarter's worth in my planner. Then having some sections in the back, kind of GTD sections where I organize some of my brain dump thoughts, my inbox thoughts into a page, and also have a waiting on list, things I'm waiting on, like orders, people are supposed to get back to me, that thing. I think a waiting on list is a really good idea to have. My goals section, so I'll have a few other sections in the back, and I'll be doing it all in these expansion discs. So my plan is to come back sometime during that last week of the year, show you how this all came together, and show you my actual goals that I set. I will not be transparent about my actual numbers in the budgeting system. I'll be as transparent as I can with the rest of it, but I will not be showing my actual numbers. I'm not really comfortable doing that, and that seems like a very private thing to me. But as far as the rest of it, I'll be showing you how I go along. I would like to get back into making planner videos at least monthly, maybe twice a month, as sort of a check-in to keep me honest about how I'm doing and with my consistency. I feel like my word of the year should either be balance or simplicity. I don't know which one, but or maybe it should be consistency. I don't know. I will figure out which word of the year I'm going to use, or maybe it'll be a word of the quarter, and I will come back with that also. But I look forward to using the system, seeing how it works for me, and hopefully being more consistent and balanced in my life. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Happy planning.